What's up, Three Black Guys with the Mic fam? We want to be able to share this show with as many people as possible, and you can help us out. Just go to our YouTube channel and click the subscribe button for new episodes on the podcast. Plus, share this episode or past episodes with as many people as you can on your own social media platforms. Also, be sure to rate and review us on iTunes or wherever you get this podcast. This is how we're able to grow the podcast and let more people hear it. So we appreciate the help. Thank you. And now, let's start the show.
Welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic, the podcast for politics, hip hop, and the urban community. I'm your host, Spudd, with music industry vet Lamonte Hayes and our political guru, MJ Scales. Welcome to Quarantine Day 7,546. We are still in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how long this is going to last. In Michigan, they said that we are going to be in the house until April 30th, and I believe that is probably going to go longer than that. I believe that. Today, we're going to talk about health in the Black community, voting by mail, and we will find out why Lamont is in his feelings. What is he in his feelings about today? Just a reminder real quick, make sure you go to Facebook and follow us at facebook.com/Three Black Guys with the Mic. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Three Black Guys with the Mic. And also make sure you rate and review us on our iTunes and SoundCloud channel, okay? Fellas, what is happening? How are you guys on this 7,546th day of quarantine?
Is that the accurate day? Is it 7,546? You're right. It is right. I'm losing my mind.
It feels like that.
I'm losing my mind. I'm tired. I am so exhausted of.
How are you doing with, you know what I'm saying, with your daughter?
Yo, it's a wonder that no one has murdered anyone.
What do you mean murder? What do you mean?
Yo, man, let me tell you, God forbid the Wi-Fi go out and we have to actually, mess around and deal with each other. But, I think the big challenge and I know I'm feeling it, I know a lot of other parents must feel this, is you now have become a full-time teacher of whatever, that is. And part of what's frustrating is y'all know I like to be right, and I realize how stupid I am where math is concerned.
Wait a minute. Wait. Did he just admit that he likes to be
right? Of course
right?
I like
What
to
do
be
you mean,
right.
Maynard? Let's talk about that for a minute.
Lamont.
Tell us how you feel about, what do you mean you like to
Turn
be
your chair and lay down and allow us to be able to help you through this scenario.
No. This is me talking, not Lamont. Lamont likes some chair time. I'm good. Oh man!
How are you feeling about Insecure being back? Did you binge watch it?
Insecure is back on.
You didn't even know.
I've watched everything, but I haven't jumped on Insecure. I thought
you're an Insecure fan, and I'm like, I knew you were gonna all be like, "Oh my God, Insecure is back! Are we all in it? Yeah!" I thought you was gonna be all enjoy.
Nah,
hey, you're not even a fan for real. Wait till I get Issa Rae on the phone.
I stopped with Insecure last year, man. I was like, it got to be too much. I couldn't do it. The girls, they be doing a little bit too much. I'm not prepared to understand how millennials are operating right now.
So we found out the real reason why Babyface and Teddy Riley did not do their little battle. Who knew that Babyface was infected with COVID-19. I didn't know that he was I didn't know. And he said his whole house is infected, but they said that the battle was supposed to be on. Not that I really care or really want to see. I could care less, but because there's too many battles happening, man. Too much going on this internet.
You're still wrong for disrespecting Babyface, and it's not even that you disrespected Babyface. You disrespected brothers who like R&B.
I just said that brothers should not be buying, an R&B album.
Why not?
I mean,
so
it's not manly in my opinion. It's just like you guys don't think that men should drink white wine. I don't think that men should be buying an R&B album.
So when Marvin Gaye was king,
it's a different era. That's a different era.
I don't get it. It's still R&B, right?
Yeah, no. That's soul music.
So can we backpedal a little bit? Because who said that men shouldn't drink white wine? Who said that?
You said that. You were the main person who said that.
No. Wait.
That was me.
Let me recant. Because if you are having a nice mild whitefish, you are supposed to pair that with a white wine, with a good Chardonnay.
What's it? Can we define what mild whitefish is?
gonna keep it a fish. No, I'm gonna keep it a thou. I don't really know, but I know if you go to Royal Oak, I think the place is called the Town Pump or Town House or Town something. Well, one of them streets over there, food is amazing, and he was like, "Yo, you got to have a Chardonnay with this mild whitefish," and it was amazing. So he was right.
But a mild whitefish would be like a grouper, a Chilean sea bass, a halibut.
I don't think it was. I think on the menu they just called it a whitefish. So they probably scamming everybody, switching it up every week. You know what I mean? They gave it a general, mild whitefish.
I was in Charlotte a couple months back and went to this joint and they hit me with this grouper. I was like, oh my God, it was amazing. But I did not have Chardonnay because.
What did you eat? What did you pair it with? Whiskey or Corona?
I was drinking whiskey.
And whitefish?
And whitefish?
No. I was drinking whiskey.
I'm a savage. Classic bougie.
But what did you pair with the fish,
I
Maynard?
didn't pair it with anything. I was drinking whiskey. My meal came. I ate. I had water. After I was finished, I had whiskey again.
So you paired your fish with water?
Yes. Water is fine.
That's fine.
All right, let's get into the show. We first want to kind of go into black folks in health. So the Surgeon General Jerome Adams basically said that black folks need to stop drinking, smoking, and avoiding alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. We need to step up. He says we need to do it for Abuelita, Abueli, and do it for your big mama. He said do it for your big mama. So, Maynard, let's start with you. Is this an accurate statement, or is he just... Well, I don't even know what he's doing.
First, Dr. Steppin' and Fetch It.
Not Steppin' and Fetch It.
Did you say something about his white wife, Maynard?
Nice.
Maynard, is that what you talking about, his white wife?
TV with the President of the United States. He is, at least in the White House. At least we got some black skin represented.
Right, with his white wife. Is that what you said? Is that what you said?
Oh,
the White House?
Wife. Not that that's a problem.
Dr. Steppin' and Fetch It.
It's a problem to have a white wife.
It's not about it's a problem. It's just a fact. And it's okay.
Let's be clear. There are harmful things out there. Smoking is harmful. Drinking in excess can be harmful. There are tons of things that are harmful. Exercise is good. But the idea that for some reason he feels the need to address black people and not Americans is an issue. I mean,
as a black man, wouldn't you first be addressing black people?
Look, he's the United States Surgeon General. He's not the United States Surgeon General of black folks. He ain't the United States Surgeon General of minorities. He ain't the U.S. Surgeon General of...
Wait a minute.
I hate to agree with Maynard, but Maynard's right. Because, wait a minute, because you all bitched and moaned when, Barack had to be the president of the United States and not of just black people. Remember that? Spud, Maynard?
I have a problem with Barack being the president of the United States.
For everyone. Yes. So why does it change now? So again, Maynard, I think you're right.
I just feel like he took a moment right then to play the Donald Trump and say, I'm going to go ahead and check these black folks for you, boss. Mm-hmm. The state of Mississippi, we ride around here called a gun line. He on some old trustee foolishness.
Well, and let me just say this too, Maynard. It's really interesting to me, and I posted this the other day on Facebook, is history is always the best teacher. And there's no way I'm saying that this is the case, but there was this thing called the Tuskegee Experiment. You remember that, Maynard?
I do.
And some things just feel like, could possibly, maybe, it's just...
Can you dive into that? Because I kind of am confused on what you're talking about.
So from my understanding, and because Maynard always wants to be right, he'll break it down a little bit further. I think the year was 1932. Basically, I think it was in Alabama. I forgot the name of the town off the top of my head. But basically, there were sharecroppers who, I guess syphilis was a big issue in that area at the time.
Oh, okay. I see.
And what the United States government, I guess their health division at the time came in and said, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come in and we're going to hook you all up. We're going to give you some free health care, right? We got you. We're going to make sure you well, make sure you make sure you get well from the sickness and boom, boom, bang, bang, boom. Come to find out, they were injecting sick people with the actual syphilis. Would you call that a virus or a bacteria, Maynard? I'm not sure, because I had to learn that there's a difference.
Oh no, I ain't had it in a long time. So
whoa, I've never had it. I'm diseased. I'm STD disease free my entire 49 plus years of my life. But anyway,
I've been fortunate to avoid STDs as well.
Okay, so I think the reality is that the United States government, I guess, over a course of time, was proven to have basically been poisoning people. You know what I'm saying? To kind of see, and using those black sharecroppers at the time, and I guess, I don't know if I should say black sharecroppers, if there was a white sharecropper, whatever, that they were used as guinea pigs, as experiments. And those people had no idea that they were being poisoned. Period. Maynard, about right?
This is true.
So wait, so I'm with you on that. And Maynard, I'm sorry, you can expand. But what does it have to do with the Surgeon General talking to black folk, saying that we need to lay off of the alcohol, the drugs, and the tobacco? Now, we already know that we are at a higher risk of getting COVID-19 or dying from diabetes or heart disease or whatever the case may be, obesity, blah 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 blah. What does that have to do with him actually speaking to African Americans? Was that not a hey, black folks, let's all get it all together?
Well, again,
that happened.
So look, he's right that people should do better with their diets. He's right that people should.
It should be all people, not just black
exactly,
people.
All people. But where Lamont is going, and I think I hear where he's going. First of all, it was a slight hijack, but that's okay, Lamont. We love you anyway, brother. But now, what I think where Lamont is going is that we are now discussing in public the idea that we're going to test this chlorine queen, whatever this drug is. And they wanted to basically test it in Detroit.
Right. On the west side.
And so as a result, this drug that for all intents and purposes, most healthcare professionals say that this drug is not designed to do this. There have been no trials with this. And to come at this thing with real time testing on basically largely African Americans, it's eerily familiar of the Tuskegee Experiment. Especially for one, everyone has said, other than Trump, everyone has said, yo, this is not the time for us to test this drug because this drug is not designed for this and it's dangerous. So, but here we go. We're going to let Steven get up there. What's his name? I'm sorry, Jerome. I was thinking of Django. We're going to let Jerome get up there and say this about black folks and then justify somehow that, oh, well, since black people are being hurt by the coronavirus more than others and y'all health is all whack because y'all don't know how to take care of yourselves and I'm just going to check you because you stupid. Now we're going to give you all the drug. And now if the drug kills you, well, it's your fault. Was he right,
though? Not in a stupid manner.
That's what he's... Look, nobody... First of all, U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams. First of all, you got lucky, Jerome Adams. You got lucky because you were about to get the cactus. But Spudd put this in the show notes early. So I had to come up with something else. Tommy Lauren, I'm looking at you.
Yo, wait a minute with the white wife. What does that have to do with anything?
Because it's a fact. His wife.
Yeah, but why do you keep bringing that up like that's somewhat of an issue?
Because it is a fact. He has a non-African American wife.
You sat on this podcast and you praised what's the TV boy's name? Bryan Adams. They're not related, are they?
Who?
What's the TV boy's name? Byron Adams.
Byron Allen.
Allen. Sorry, thank you.
Yes.
And he got a white wife.
Absolutely. And we discussed his white wife. I'm just saying you just don't let that pass by. It's an important fact.
And you know what? I ain't rocking out with Byron Allen, but that's a whole other thing.
I just wanted to wonder.
Moving on. No, but again, I think Maynard is 100% correct. And Maynard, I wasn't hijacking right away to get to that, but I was going to get to that too. But I still feel like I just always have so many questions. It's just so interesting how, when it comes to so many things that are not positive, they hop, skip, and jump so many other ethnicities, and they just land in the community of ours. How, even with the coronavirus, it's just, so we're going to blame everything on Motor City, Soul Food on 7 Mile and Myers, that because I like to go get greens and cornbread and meatloaf, that I'm susceptible more to the coronavirus than that Chaldean that might be 400 pounds, smokes hookah all day and drinks whatever it is. So, but it's me and my community that's uber bad.
Yeah, but Lamont, it is fact that we are at the highest rate of COVID-19 at this point.
No, I got that, but here's what I'm saying.
That part's a fact. So
here's what I'm saying to you.
This is a matter of not eating at Motor City Soul Food.
No, but here's what I'm saying to you.
It's a matter of think about it. This is a matter of, eating at Motor City Soul Food.
No.
I guess the question is should we still be eating salty foods? Should we be eating foods that, is going to lead to high blood pressure and diabetes and all these things, regardless of race, of whatever the case may be? We are the group that is going to be more prone to get these diseases than any other race that's out there.
All right, and fine. But this, first of all, this is not the time, right? Surgeon General Jerome Adams, Stephen, you got a damn virus that you got to stop. So don't worry about that. We can't all of a sudden just get rid of hypertension tomorrow. But you got to work on the virus. That's one. Two, you like we said about Gail and the Kobe thing. You had 3 years to be talking about getting better. You had 3 years to talk about diets. Right. You had 3 years to get into that conversation.
We didn't even know you were the Attorney General. That's first.
You know why? Because he was at home with his white wife.
Yo,
he's not the Attorney General. He's the U.S. Surgeon General.
No. Hold on. Let me just say this, Mayor, and I'm gonna be done. You all know, like the comedians would say, you hear this story, and it'd be like this person did X, Y, and Z, and then when you see that it's not a black person, you're like, yes. So I'm gonna be totally honest. When I saw the brother, because I had never heard of him, I was like, cool, we got a brother, this and that, boom, boom, boom. So I Googled him just to pull up his his information, his biography. And the first thing to pop up with him and his white wife, bam. And I was just like, damn. Another one done got away. All right, I'm done.
But he definitely wants to guard the gun line. He wants to be the guy to keep us in line and keep us in. And he go back to Trump. Look, you see what I said to them folks, boss? I said it to them, boss. I said it right to their face, boss.
I even told him about their big mamas.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what's a big mama?
What kind of clown shit was that? It's a clown. Low key, Lamont, never mind. I ain't going to say that about the man. But I didn't know. I didn't think he was married. Let me say that. I didn't.
Oh, you thought he was part of the alphabet?
Wait a minute now.
When I first heard him talk, and I first saw how he,
Wait a minute now. This is a judgment-free zone.
I'm not judging. I just said I didn't think that he was married.
But what were you going to say you thought that he was?
Not married.
It's 2020, man. Everybody get married. You know what I'm saying?
Not everybody gets married. No, it's like 50%
yes,
or something like that. But everybody has the right to get married or should have the right to get married. I just feel like you had all these years as Surgeon General because he'd been in there for 3 years. You could have been talking about this a long time ago. Like you said, but we didn't even know he was a Surgeon General. Last black Surgeon General I knew of was Joyce Elders, who was like, yo, we should go ahead and legalize weed under Clinton. I didn't know we had another one. You know what I'm saying? And here he is doing his thing. God bless him. I ain't mad that you got a good job.
So you're basically saying that because we didn't know who he was.
He had a white wife.
And he has a white wife. And that Maynard did not know that he was married at all. That we should not be listening to him to basically say that black folks should do better with their health.
No, black people should do better with their health.
Yes, and he's right on that.
All people should be doing better with their health.
Yes.
We act as if there aren't communities around the country where white people, go to Walmart and you will see whites, blacks, and people of all races who are out of shape, overweight, obese, etc. I worked with a guy, he was a white guy, he's a nice enough dude, and all he ever said was round as a shape. I'm in shape, round as a shape. He was significantly larger than me, but he was out of shape. So I guess what the Surgeon General is saying is, I'm targeting black people during this time. What I'm saying about this situation is this. You had all these years as Surgeon General to address this. You hadn't. We would have known who you were 3 years ago had you decided, this is my mission, I want to address it. But then you wait till we get the coronavirus, and all of a sudden you want to be out here admonishing black people like we the stupid savages, and somebody got to keep us in line. And for that, I'm saying, I'm going to give him some cactus anyway. But
you know
for
what,
that,
Maynard,
I'm saying
we got to have a team meeting. That I don't know if I like the sound of that. You know what I mean?
What? Give him some cactus.
That you're going to give him some cactus.
A little bit of a pause.
He can choke on cactus.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. So Dr. Fauci, Anthony Fauci, was on a podcast, and I think it was when it was either on PBS or he was on a podcast. Sorry. And he was basically saying that I don't think that we should ever shake hands again with you, to be honest. Not only would it be good to prevent coronavirus, it would decrease instances of influenza dramatically in this country. Lamont, when this is all over, are you going, how are you going to, are we back to dapping it up or what?
Well, no, we're not going to dap. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Barack had it again. If you notice, B-Rock made that fist bump pretty cool, right?
Well, you know, according to some people on Fox, they called it the terrorist fist bump.
Well, of course, they're going to say that, you know, that Jesus is blue. You know what I mean? So we know how they rock. But
hold on, Jesus is who?
Could be.
He's blue.
He could be.
Yeah. But again, I get it. You know, I always tell this about my Joanne Watson story. You know Joanne Watson, Spud and Maynard?
I do.
Well, Joanne Watson, she's a political figure in the city of Detroit. But I remember years ago, she was like the head of the NAACP. And I never forget, I was invited to come speak to the kids, blah, 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 blah. So then she walked up to me and she said, oh, you know, great, this, boom, bam, boom. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And I reached my hand out to shake, you know, to give her a handshake. You just want some old thank you, X, Y, and Z. And I never forget, she pulled back and she was like I was like the devil or something. And it hurt my feelings until somebody had to explain to me, no, Lamont, that was just a respect thing in terms of the way that she feels about, you know, hygiene, not you being nasty, but she doesn't normally shake hands with people. And I said to myself, oh, okay, I get it. And then I learned that there are other ethnicities where they don't shake hands. You know, a lot of the Muslim brothers, you ain't shaking their wives or their women's hands. It's not happening.
You're not even standing next to them.
Huh?
You're not even standing next to a Muslim.
Nope. You don't play that. You know what I'm saying? I had an artist whose mom and dad was like Muslim for real. Cool, brother. And just little small things that, like you just said, that they were not allowed to do. And her mom was amazing, rest her soul, because her mom passed. But they don't shake hands. They don't hug. We're not playing them games. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's the way to go. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Dapping up is a form of affection in the black community, especially in hip hop. So
we're creative. We can come up with something else.
How are we going to change from, you know what I'm saying, oh, you my man, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Have you seen, like, what does Bernie Mac say in the Kings of Comedy? He been shaking hands all day. We got to do all of this and hug it out. We got to do all that. How do we change? You know what I'm saying? How do we go from that and actually recondition the way that we actually show affection for each other, other than using the word nigga?
I feel like moving to like the forearm bump was like, it wasn't terribly difficult. And, you know, obviously it sends the message to other people like, I kind of care about your health as well. I care about me, but I care enough about you that I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? We got to protect everybody got to protect themselves. And we should be, you know, cognizant of it. But I do believe there's going to be a time, and it's not going to be forever, where we're going to return to normal ways of living. Now, there's going to be some changes. There are going to be some changes. But we are, you know, look, we had SARS, we had all types of different things, Ebola, SARS, et cetera, swine flu, avian, whatever it was.
Bird flu, we had Gucci Man, bird flu.
and we've gotten past and beyond those things, and we went back to living a normal life, and we will go back to living a normal life. It's going to take some time, and then when we do know that there is a vaccine and treatment that we know to be very effective, then this is going to be something that's going to be in our rearview mirror.
And so we'll be back to giving, you know what I'm saying, dap again.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know, man. I'm on the fist bump. Listen, my foot doctor, he told me, he was like, look, you should not be shaking hands with people. You need to be fist bumping. We fist bump every single time I see him. And he said, you just don't understand, you know what I'm saying, the type of germs that you're giving to people, you know. And I learned that about a year ago. And he was like, yo, you don't need to be out here shaking hands with people. You know, you don't know where people's hands have been. And I mean, now that it makes a lot of sense now that we're in, you know, COVID-19, where you just don't know, like, people touch the door, people touch, you know what I'm saying, the sink, they touch, you know what I'm saying, food, like, you know, or even like going to, I never really realized this is like really immature of me, but like, even now watching people go to the grocery store and touch the fruit and not wash their fruit when they get home. Like when I was like, you know what I'm saying, a young adult, like, I was like, whatever, it don't even seem to matter. Now, people be digging in their nose. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They dig in their butt. They dig in their underarm. Then they touch the fruit. Then they want to give you a pound. They want to hug. That stuff spreads, man. So I don't know. I'm on the Lamonte train. I mean, I might be like, look, what up, my dude? Give you a, you know what I'm saying, the social distance, what's up, the head nod.
Whatever happened to, can we just Wakanda forever?
I don't know. You might get the, you know, the head nod from now on. I can't afford to be sick. But anyway, well, let's move on. It's time for Lamont is in his feelings.
Lamont is in his feelings.
Lamont
He's in his feelings. Can't you see, boys? Lamont's in his feelings.
I'm in my feelings. Lamont, what are you in your feelings about this week, my man?
So we talked about earlier about the COVID-19, about how, you know, it's taking a toll, man. And I'm in my feelings today about Cafe Bailey Hayes. Now, if you've ever been to Cafe Bailey Hayes, you know it's in my kitchen. That's where we've been spending a lot of time lately, conference calls, Zooming, eating, and drinking. So the executive chef of Cafe Bailey Hayes is my wife, Kanetta Bailey Hayes. She's executive chef. You know, she handles the menu, you know, but the problem I'm having with this cafe is she's just not following orders. I'm in my feelings because I specifically requested blueberry pancakes, you know, with the fresh little blueberries in the thing and the compost on the top and the turkey sauce a certain way. You know, the same we get at the diner, you know, because we can't go out. She brings me some damn sweet potato waffles.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is rich people problems.
I said, what the hell is this? Now, the problem with it is that it was delicious, but that's not the point.
That should not be the problem.
No, yes, it is. The problem is that Cafe Bailey Hayes, the executive chef, did not follow instructions. And in a time of COVID-19, yo, man, it's just the littlest thing. You all, you know, you read what's going on. Like, it's a lot of stresses on relationships right now because everything is such close quarters. So I'm just saying to the executive chef of the Bailey Hayes Cafe, yo, dog, when I order blueberry waffles, please just bring me blueberry waffles.
Whoa.
And that's where I'm at. I had to get it off my chest, man. I'm under a lot of stress right now. You know what I'm saying?
Did you know that there was
households are under domestic violence?
Were you aware, Spud, there was a Cafe Bailey Hayes first off?
I did not know that.
Have you ever been invited?
No, I've not.
Damn.
Well, again,
that's okay. I mean, you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know how people say that these are rich people problems. These are rich people problems.
I would be okay with some sweet potato waffles.
No, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was not really happy because you know how you have your mind set to go to X, Y, and Z, and you get A and B. But then when I went to work, it was pretty good. But I still was in my feelings, though. You know what I'm saying?
You had your mouth set on blueberry.
Oh, blueberry. Yeah. Come on, guy.
But you know what, Lamont? You blueberried up. You go heavy with the blueberries.
That's how I get busy. But listen, you told me, maybe not this Surgeon General, maybe it was a doctor. If you understand, blueberries are good for you. They have the anti this and the boom boom that, but I just like to taste the blueberries. Yep. I put them in my drinks. I put them in here. I eat them as snacks, the whole shebang. And if I asked and request, in my waffles, I need that.
Let's get a quick break in, ladies and gentlemen. We come back, we'll do care or don't care. I don't even have We'll be right back, y'all. All right, let's get into care or don't care. These are the news stories that happen in the world, in the news, and we just decide if we care about them or if we don't care about them. Let's kick it off with Spinderella. I don't know if you guys are watching Love Goals. This is on Oprah Winfrey's network.
Don't care. I'm sorry. Did I say that too fast? I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'll wait the appropriate amount of time.
Love Goals is a show that's on, and Spinderella's on there with Benzino and Sunday and a whole bunch of, other people. Anyways, wait a minute, because Spinderella's a part of hip-hop. She's a part of our generation, and she was on there, and she was basically expressing her feelings about why she is no longer in Salt and Pepper, and she just felt like Salt and Pepper did her wrong, and that, she felt like, Salt and Pepper was her sisters, and, and now that she's not in the group, that she just feels bad about it. So do we care that Spinderella is no longer in Salt and Pepper?
I feel inclined to say something about this. I'm a Salt and Pepper with Spinderella fan. I think a lot of people don't know Spinderella wasn't the first DJ of Salt and Pepper. Where she is, I don't know. But we got to also recognize that, all those songs, all those hits were Herbie, right?
Yes.
So
let's talk about Sex with Herbie.
Yes. All that stuff was Herbie.
Yeah, that was Bubba.
I thought Herbie was gone after Push It.
Well, maybe, and if he was, he was. But it's not like Spinderella was the producer. She is just, you know who the bass player was for the Jackson 5?
That's not a fair statement.
What I'm saying is, a lot of people would say is Jermaine, but Jermaine stood up there with the guitar and he did like this. But when you listen to the record, that's the Funk Brothers that's playing. Spinderella stood up there with the DJ equipment, but ain't nobody sitting here really believing that that she is the genius behind producing those records.
Yeah, but she's still a presence, though.
She's an actress.
Oh, that's not nice. You didn't see her live? She did a live. She knows how to DJ a little bit.
Okay.
Man, I feel you, but you're kind of being a little disrespectful. But I feel you, though. But, because here's my thing. And shout out to Salt and Pepper. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a little...
You get a check with them?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think, and this is really going to sound super sexist, and I'm going to hear about it later. Some of it is just, it seems like it's like some woman stuff. Like they're more upset with each other on, how women are sometimes a little catty with one another.
Nah. I'm not going to do that.
That show I forgot. I think it was on Wii. Wasn't the show on Wii?
Yeah, but think about this. That's because we saw it. But
yeah.
But we know that Tribe couldn't get along on something stupid, right? And now we don't have fights.
They can be catty as well. So
right.
What
we
do
knew
mean?
We knew that Premier and Guru couldn't get along.
Okay, men can be catty as well.
Right, but you were saying you were trying to attribute it to some female foolishness.
Well, there's a little bit of female in some males, which is AKA cattiness.
Wow. So men don't have falling outs unless they acting like a female.
No, unless they're acting catty.
You said AKA.
Yeah, there was cattiness in the Temptations. It's everything that you always talk about is in the past 50 years. But people didn't like Eddie because Eddie was the front guy. Oh, you getting too much shine. You think you this, you think you that.
Eddie was not the front guy.
David Ruffin.
David
Ruffin, my fault. See, there you go.
Watch your mouth now.
See? You know,
you might get
he was thinking about Eddie Kane Jr. That's what he was thinking about. I get it. Because that's the movie. Yeah, I get it. Eddie Kane Jr.
So I'm just saying, like, this is a story. even the same thing, and this is what burns my biscuits right here is that one of the reasons why
blueberry biscuits, blueberry. you got blueberry compost on your biscuits?
No. You supposed to have white gravy on top of that, but we just talk about Surgeon General.
I don't like white gravy.
What Bob Evans have you been eating that?
Is one of the reasons that we'll probably never really see a new edition is because what I didn't know is that Ralph Tresvant and Johnny Gill actually owned the trademark for New Edition, right? So there were just all kind of things of them not being able to come to understanding about that, and one person feels that this person did. It's just a history in groups. So I mean, it's just what you do. You just chalk it up, and we love you, Spinderella, and I don't know.
I love Spinderella. I think Spinderella is absolutely. She's a beautiful person. She's been part of the group. She ain't part of the group now.
Yeah. So Maynard and Spudd, I'm hijacking. If you had to choose between Spinderella and Jazzy Joyce, who you got?
In the group or just...
No. Just in terms of DJing. Since we say we love Spinderella, from that era, are we rocking with Jazzy Joyce or Spinderella?
I'm going to let you go first.
I just would play my iPad.
You didn't have an iPad back then?
Spin. If I had to, the DJ,
I'm sorry. You know what, man? Go ahead. Next subject. I might be talking trigonometry to a person that understands calculus.
So, Ludacris, Lil Jon, and Usher is back. They dropped a new song called Sex Beat. Care or don't care? Don't care. So, Ayanna Mayweather is facing 99 years after stabbing NBA YoungBoy's, I was going to say daughter, baby moms. Care or don't care?
I don't care, but I'll say this. Women, men, people, it's time out for wanting somebody so desperately that you're willing to hurt another person over that.
I don't understand. I'm sorry, I'm saying the hijack. I don't understand why women feel the need to go after the girl. I've never understood that in any scenario. In my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, if your man is cheating on you, if your man is stepping out on you, if your man has his baby mom in his house, and you're supposed to be the fiance, but you go stab the girl. Why is the man not stabbed? Not that I'm condoning the violence, but I just never have gotten why women always go after the female and not the male. We see it on Love and Hip Hop. We see it on Basketball Wives. We see it on TV shows all the time where the woman always goes after the female where she's going to beat the woman's butt. I'm going to beat that ass. We going to go... But she's never doing anything about the male.
But Maynard, isn't Spud answering his own question? Because he just said he recited 8 places where they saw that. This is a learned behavior.
Ratchetness. That's true.
Yeah, this is a subconscious.
Yeah, but this is before Love and Hip Hop.
Okay, but still, this has happened before. No,
I think that there was a time when I think there still is where the woman does in fact penalize the man. And we all know of that story of the homeboy who got all his clothes bleached or his car keyed.
No, never.
I ain't said that was you, but somebody.
I don't know anybody like that ever.
Oh, okay. Well, we know the story of Andre Rison and Lisa Left Eye Lopez when she burnt down the crib.
Oh yeah, I do know that story.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. We know Lorena Bobbitt wouldn't cut a little homeboy's Johnson off.
But I didn't know him. But I got you.
But we understand. So I think. But this is what I'm saying. There are enough people of the opposite sex that if this person doesn't want you, they just don't. Then they don't deserve you. If they don't want you, they don't deserve you. Move on and find somebody else. And you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all right because that girl stabbed that girl. And she could have died. They say she's facing 99 years, malicious wounded. She's going to get some time. It ain't going to be 99 years. But if she had actually killed that girl, she might mess around and be looking at life or, you know, depending on, and I don't know what they have in Georgia, she could be looking at the chair. And at the end of the day, trust me on this, NBA young boy is going to be cheating on you again in 3-4 months.
That's not nice.
How old is he?
What are they, 23?
Right.
It's that 21.
He's a young boy. That's what he'll say.
23-year-old boys with money like girls. A lot of girls.
Not all of them, Maynard. Not all of them. Not all 23-year-old boys with the money like girls. It's 2020, man. We got to talk about it.
The idea that you know, by stabbing this woman, all of a sudden you're going to create a faithful relationship. You right now, really low key, you just removed yourself from it because she going to do some time. You can't go around here stabbing people. I don't care how much money your father got. You cannot stab somebody.
Mayweather is her dad, though.
Huh?
She going to do some time?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said Floyd Mayweather is her dad. You think she's going to do some time?
Yeah, you can't stab
About
nobody.
that in Georgia?
She stabbed this girl twice, put her in the hospital.
No, she got to do something. That's Georgia. Listen, I keep saying this. She did a crime in the state of Georgia. That's different than Atlanta. Georgia's different. So just never forget that.
I just think even she's going to do some time. She's going to do something. You cannot go around here, and she deserves time. You can't go around here stabbing nobody, putting your hand. Now, it was like a little, you know, like slap boxing fight. She hit a girl in the face with her hand, and that was the end of it. Yeah, she probably messed around and get some community service. You stab somebody with a knife? Not a jab? Nah, you got to do some time. And you know what's going to happen when you do your time? NBA young boy going to find somebody else to come through.
You didn't put no money on her books, Maynard? You saying?
Yeah, I got something on her books. Something on it, yeah. Whatever.
All right, let's go to Obama, who speaks to the mayors. Obama's out here, I guess, starting to, you know what I'm saying, ramp up his little, going to get prepared to get on the Joe Biden train. Do we care that Obama's out here speaking to the mayors or no?
Yeah. I mean, it's not that.
Hey, don't sound so excited about it.
It's not. I mean, look, it's not that we should be like, oh my God, you know, thank you, Obama. But it's interesting to see what leadership looks like when leadership stands up. Instead of saying, oh, the mayor of New York City is doing a horrible job, or what Trump said, if your governors don't take care of you, I will. And then at the same time say, I'm not responsible for anything. That's letting you know that his leadership sucks. And then when Obama stands up and says, listen, these are the things that we have to do. We have to tell truth. We have to show compassion. We have to have empathy. And we have to lead our people out of crisis. I mean, that's a leadership moment. And I would hope that even if Trump doesn't get reelected, that maybe he might learn something from what it looks like to be a leader.
That's not possible.
No, yeah, Donald Trump is an old dog. He's going to be who he is, and it's fine. And he's shown us his true colors time after time after time. And we're going to get that out of him. But I'll just say this, man. Uncle Joe is scaring me, bro.
In what way?
Uncle Joe don't seem like he there. It seems like he either done had a shot of whiskey, some of that whiskey that Maynard drinks. He looks empty. You know what I mean? And you just look at him, it just looks empty. And I don't know. And Barack is going to help hopefully bring it home as best he can. But I still think there are enough people in this country who are not within good common sense, and they're still going to vote for Donald Trump. I believe that.
You think that Biden is showing leadership, Maynard?
I think that Biden's made some comments that have definitely been smarter and more concise. And also the idea that he reached out to Donald Trump and they shared data points and tried to, have some influence on the president. That was a smart move. But I think the downside is this, and this kind of speaks to the Bernie piece as well. Yeah, right now he can't go out and do any rallies. He can't go out and get more than 10 people together in a room. That's, in fact, he's in the state of Delaware. In Delaware right now, if you don't have Delaware tags, they pulling you over. They pulling you off the street. You can't just be riding around the state of Delaware anywhere right now, well, unless you have some good reason to be somewhere. So he's in Delaware. He's going to have a hard time getting out and doing other things based on so many states having, quarantine or shelter in place orders. But this is what happened. Bernie stepped down. We think, oh, Bernie stepped down. But Bernie didn't take his name off of the ballot in the remaining states. We said, well, he's not campaigning, but neither is Joe. So Bernie really is still in the race.
Yeah, but isn't it a problem that Andrew Cuomo is getting more, attention than Joe Biden? You know what I'm saying, poll-wise, just news story-wise. Andrew Cuomo, and again, to your point, Andrew Cuomo is actually moving. He is getting, news cycles on a daily basis. So I get that, but I guess to Lamonte's point, from an internet perspective to anything, even from a news perspective, you would think that you would be seeing Joe Biden more, that you would, get some sort of energy from him to make him be like, yo, yeah, go Joe, go Joe. Right
I
now,
agree. I wish that this campaign had a better grasp on how to reach out to people in this time frame. I don't have an answer.
Sanders, get it together.
I'm sorry?
I'm saying, to Simone Sanders, get that together.
Maybe. I don't have an answer for how you do it in this time frame. I don't like, if somebody asked me, like, what should he do? Like, the only thing I would say is there was a time when Trump was running, where he called TV stations, he called MSNBC and Fox and CNN like every day. Right. He was like, I'm on the phone, I'm trying to talk. And it didn't require him to go out in the public. It didn't require, but he made himself available to them, and he was good for their ratings, and they kept putting them on. I think that's one of the things we have to really consider, that because he was good for ratings, that they sold out. They sold their souls for ratings. But I don't know.
Speaking of that real quickly before we go to a break. So can we dive into, voting by mail? We're talking about Joe Biden at this point and voting. I know Lamonte is a big fan of, absentee. But is voting by mail something you think that we should transition to, especially during this year? Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea? What are your thoughts?
Mr. Hayes?
I vote by mail out of pure laziness. Let's be very clear. So it has nothing to do with the, having the experience of standing in a line and going in the booth and pulling the lever or pushing the button. I'm not doing all that. I'm more of a convenience guy. But I've heard people talk about, there could be fraud, but the reality, there could be fraud even in the voting booth. So I don't really know who checks the checker. I think, if some people like what they totally did in Wisconsin, where they closed 95 polling places and only had 5. Like, we can't do that. You know what I mean?
Well, they only have 5 in Milwaukee, where there was
Milwaukee. Okay, I'm sorry.
Previously, there were several hundred. There was tens, at least tens of them, like 80, 90, or maybe more.
Yeah, because the number I saw was 95 was closed. So we can't do that. I still feel like we got to give the option. You know what I mean? We can't do 100% by mail. That's not going to work. I don't think.
I think adding another option. Look, let's just say it like this. And I hate to say this thing that people say all the time. This is the country that put a man on the moon. We can't figure out how to vote other than in person. We can't figure out how to.
Yeah, but we didn't do it first, though.
I'm sorry?
We didn't do it first.
What difference is it? We did put a man on the moon first.
I thought Russia did that first.
They went into space first.
Thank you. Next.
And launched the Sputnik satellite first, but we put the man on first. But whichever, first, second, 15th, you know what I'm saying? It's an amazing feat to be able to say that on this thing right here, that I can see my sister who's in another state and talk to her in real time. Or that even how we do this podcast, that, you know, you're in Detroit, Lamonte in Jersey, and I'm in Virginia, and we get to do this thing. That we can't figure out how to have some type of mechanism other than the analog style of voting, which is walk in, stand in line, and pull a lever and then hand it to somebody. There's got to be something. There's got to be ways that we should be able to use the technology to do better. We file our taxes, which is involved with our money, right? We cash at people, which involves your checking account or your whatever.
You got a cash app, man? I was going to say, speaking of cash app, can you guys cash app something?
Lamont doesn't cash app. So we just have to figure it. We have to figure out how to do this better.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the Cactus of the Week. This is where somebody said something or did some stupid shit or said some stupid shit and they got to choke on their words. Maynard, who is getting the cactus?
Well, as I said earlier, this is a double cactus. First, before we get to the cactus, I just want to know. Can I get one of those marketing worksheets, Lamont?
I got you, brother.
Thank you.
Go to the website, www.bwpmarketing.com. Click on the contact page. In the subject line, I need you to put down 3 black guys with the mic. Okay? Yes. And we'll make sure that somebody gets that out to you.
Does he owe another fee for that one, Spudd? That's like that was a whole other live read.
Come on. Get your ass in the cactus.
As I said earlier, Surgeon General Jerome Adams is definitely deserving this week of the cactus. I mean, I'm not mad that he is doing what the Surgeon General should do, which is suggest ways for the American public to be healthier. The idea that he decided to target it towards African Americans is a little bit disappointing based on the fact that it ain't like there ain't no unhealthy white folks. It ain't like there ain't no unhealthy Asian folks or folks of all races. Americans live an unhealthy diet, an unhealthy lifestyle. Americans do, right? We know that anywhere you go in large portions of the South and in rural communities, you can go to the Walmart and be out in the parking lot and get fried butter, like literally deep fried butter or deep fried Snickers or deep fried Oreos. That ain't at the Walmart in, you know what I'm saying, northern New Jersey somewhere. But you mess around and go to the Walmart out in Suffolk, Virginia, and they have a little circus tent out there. The little carnival came into town, and they will deep fry a Snickers bar or deep fried Twinkies. And there ain't a whole lot of us eating that. So Americans have horrible health in general. You know, McDonald's, Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeyes, Wendy's, they haven't made all their money on black people. Trust me. So I'm a little disappointed in that. Please, just fix the virus, my dude. Work on that. But another person decided that she wanted to open her mouth this week, and she was just, in fact, I feel like she just texted me directly and was like, yo, would you mind letting me choke on cactus? That person would be Tommy Lauren. She is a cactus-worthy broad in general. You know, on a regular basis, she deserves some cactus. But she is one of these other people who are on the bandwagon, on the train, on the Trump train, we need to open up the economy. We need to send people back to work. If we know that the biggest economic engines of the United States are the large metropolitan cities like New York or Philadelphia or Los Angeles or Chicago or Detroit or Atlanta, places with the larger airports in the country, because so much of commerce is done because people can fly in and out of places. And then we know that airplanes go all over the place and have people from all over the place on them. And that travel can, in turn, move the virus from one place to the other. Let's be clear. The virus didn't fly here on its own. It came here in somebody, in a person, but that came here by way of air travel, more than likely. Tommy, it's really nice that you think that starting the economy again is going to be this wonderful thing that's going to help bring Donald Trump's presidency back, because all he's ever done was talk about how great his economy is and where he was with unemployment and et cetera, et cetera. But let us be clear. the economy will take care of itself if we take care of the virus. The economy is not the problem. The virus is the problem. You need to chill. First of all, you're too young to know anything. You stupid. Yeah, you come off as smart. You got your little points, and then you happen to be white and blonde and pretty. Nobody care about that. You may have got Charlemagne with that because Charlemagne falls for that kind of foolishness. I don't go for that. And for that, you deserve some cactus. So there you go, Tommy.
Charlemagne or Tommy or
no?
All of them got
You're
cactus.
welcome to dine on our finest cactus. Tommy Lauren.
You see that, Spud? You saw that? You saw that, right, Spud?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. So man, can I just comment? Because I know we definitely, we hard on time. I just want to give a public service announcement that we at Three Black Guys with a Mic podcast, we love white women. I know a lot of white women, so this is not like a hate on white women.
No, anybody hate white women?
White.
Yeah, especially got a white wife.
Anybody hate white women?
Listen, it's all in fun. You know what I mean? But certain facts are facts. You know what I mean? You're right. Tommy Lauren is a white woman, and you're right. The Surgeon General does have a white wife. I mean, those are just facts. But the deep fried butter and the Oreos, are you serious, Maynard?
Yo, it's a thing,
People
man.
Eat that?
It's a real thing.
I had fried Oreos one time, and they were off the chain.
Nah, I'm good, son.
All right. Follow what you want. Deep fried Oreos off the chain. We out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for listening to this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. Again, make sure you go to our Facebook page and follow us. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. That is the most important thing. That's how we get more followers. Subscribe. We do new episodes every single week. Also, make sure you rate and review us every single time. Or tell your friends. Share it on your social media platforms as well. This is how we continue to grow the podcast. Let more people hear it. So that's what we want to do. We'll do it again next week right here at Three Black Guys with the Mic. You can hear all of our episodes on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, or online at threeblackguyswiththemic.com. In the meantime, make sure you take care of yourself. Stay home. Stay safe. Have fun during this time. Develop a skill, whatever it is that you think is best, but we will get out of this soon. Hopefully. We'll talk to you again next week on Three Black Guys with the Mic.